son. In real life, I'm Olesya, and I'm an internet artist.
Can you all hear that? Wonderful. Right, I shall full screen and I shall leave it to play. There we go.
And I do things with artificial intelligence. Today, I want to talk about how we can communicate with the web using artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence for me is a tool for building communication between human and machine. And artificial intelligence can extend our opportunities. With that, we can use our gaze, our body language to move things, to rotate objects, draw things, and do whatever we want, everything that can come to our mind. Let me show you my first project. The first project I've done with artificial intelligence. It has a...
Hey everyone, Sean here. I'm told that the video is jammed. Is that the case for everyone? Can you only hear the audio? I can't see anyone's chat right now. Hang on, where's that gone? Yes, only audio. Okay, hang on a sec. Let me fire this up again very quickly. Oh, it's all going wrong today, isn't it? Hang on. So let's try that. So hang on, let's go back a wee bit.
Rotate objects, draw things, and do whatever we want, everything that can come to our mind.
Is that moving for anybody? Okay. Was the video playing, or was it just
I can't remember. Can you play it again?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's working.
Let me show you.
There we go. Sorry, everyone. There we go.
My first project. The first project I've done with artificial intelligence. It has a very complex name. Design Plus, AI Plus, your mood. This is here. We spend much time in front of screens, and it's a big part of our life. And interface became a language we've learned and been using to do everything what we do on our devices. And what if interface will interact with our environment? For example, with the time of the day, with our background, with the amount of people near us, with our location, and other things. And at this project, I had a question. What if design will change based on our emotions? Here, in this project, artificial intelligence recognizes your emotions and change design and content based on them. For this, I use Face API.js. It's a library that can detect mood, 7 emotions, including happiness and sadness. And if you're gloomy, you want to cry, it will show sad background and design. And if you enjoy this life, if you want to smile every time, every second, it will show joyful text and design. This is the first project, as I already mentioned. I haven't had experience with artificial intelligence before, and when this idea came to my mind, I thought it will take only 1 day or 2 days, but it took 1 or 2 months. Yeah. So Let me show you my next project. Smile and like. When I was working, this was inspired by a conversation with a friend about desire and emotions and Lee Friedlander's photo series. I want to show you them. This is very cool. I love it. Yeah, it's called At Work, MIT Computer Workers, Boston, Massachusetts. This photo series shows our emotionlessness and concentration while we are working. It reminds me of how sometimes we surf our feet on social media. And like funny pictures and videos, this process became automatic, and our emotions, they stay somewhere in us, and I wanted to make interaction between person and computer more natural, because in real life we use emotions, we use gestures for better communication, but we don't use it with our devices. And yeah, Smile and Like is about imagine a social network where you need to smile to like something. Here, artificial intelligence recognize your emotion of happiness, and like a photo, a picture you was looking at, like this. Nice. By the way, for this project, I used Phase API JS 2, like in previous project, in this. And the next, making big. So I want to show you a tweet. Have you ever tried to read a book on computer while ironing clothes? Probably, I think this question is too strange, but this is what happened to me. I was hurried, I was late, and I had to read some text before my work, and I also had to iron my clothes. And when I do this, my laptop was far from me, and I couldn't read text. And because letters were so small, and at this moment I was dreaming only about responsible text. Responsible text is a text that change size based on your position in front of screen. So if you're far, it becomes bigger, and if you're close to screen, it becomes smaller. Yes, here in this project, I used TensorFlow JS, PoseNet model, and here I calculate the distance between two eyes to make it work. And this is good. This is also a good example of how interfaces can interact with our environment. And the most popular and the most favorite by people project is Fix Poster. Look, it was even on Vice. Cool. So, Fix Poster blurs your screen if you don't keep posture. Like here. I don't keep posture. It blurs the screen and I keep posture. Cool. This here I used TensorFlow.js PostNet model as a previous experiment. Some people think to make it work, I have to detect position only of one eye, and this is all. The next project I want to show you is Princess Parts. Princess, to be honest, this is my favorite project. I love it so much. Princess Parts is a place for drawing. You can draw here with your eyes, hands, knees, and chest. For this project, I used TensorFlow PostNet Model 2, and PostNet model can detect all body parts except for chest. And I had to use my math knowledge and creative way to make it work and find chest. By the way, I wrote a good guide on Instagram and also on project's page. So if you want to know how I did this, you can check it out. I want to show you my favorite project with this. Favorite pictures with this. I love it so much. This is so beautiful. And also there is a glitch version of it. Very nice. And maybe I can show you how it draws. This is loading and I can draw pictures without artificial intelligence. Cool. And also, I want to show you another project where you can draw. I didn't publish it on my website, so I can show you only pictures and videos I got. Here I experimented with light and and face mesh model by TensorFlow. So here, this is the lighthouse. And here light 2. So it's very beautiful. And this is my phone, how it looks. This is all project I wanted to show you. And the main thing I wanted to tell you that artificial intelligence can make web look more interesting, more cool, and we can create a lot of new interesting interactions with this. So, bye. By the way, check out my website for my other projects. Yeah, this is here. They're all my projects. So, bye.
Thank you. That's wonderful stuff, Olesya, and thank you for taking the time to share with us all the stuff you've done today. I thought, if it's okay, I might ask you one or two questions about how you got started in AI and artistry and whatnot, if that's okay with you.
Yes, sure.
Wonderful. So you mentioned in your very first project that you thought it was an idea that would take a day or two.
But please speak more slowly.
Sorry. Apologies. So you mentioned when you were speaking about your first project that you thought it might take a day or two to get going, but instead it took about a month to get going.
Yes.
So could you tell us a little bit about what you had to learn, what you came up about, what you came up against, what made it difficult? Was it just a matter of finding time in around life to do it, or were there certain skills you had to learn beforehand to get that working? Because what you've created across all of your projects is very unique. So I imagine there's not much in the way of reference materials out there to go and learn from other people. You've had to piece it together yourself. So I was hoping you could tell us a little bit about your learning process with TensorFlow and your project.
Yes, before I started this project, I had experience only in JavaScript, and when I got to know that I can use artificial intelligence on the web, I decided to try it and generated an idea in my mind. And to be honest, my experience with JavaScript was very bad, and I didn't know a lot of things, so I also had to learn JavaScript too. And I read many guides about this Face API JS model. I was exploring people's code, how they implemented this model on examples, and I just played with this code. I tried to understand how things works,
Right.
and I finally understood how it worked, and this is all.
Fair enough. That's how I learn as well. I myself don't have any classical computer training, so I went and learned by pulling apart other people's stuff, and it's a great way to get going.
Because this is what was the one way of how I can do this, because my idea was so unique and nobody published code.
Yeah, I must
I use for this.
Yeah. Well, I must admit, I've never seen anybody paint with their knees before. That's a new one for me. So that's truly impressive too. The project, and this is my last question, I'll let you get on with your day afterwards. The project that Eleanor and I found from you was the pose
please
detector.
repeat,
Sorry.
please.
The project that Eleanor and I found of you was the posture project, where
Yes.
where the screen blurs and whatnot.
Fixed posture, yeah.
Fixed posture, yes. And I didn't know it ended up on Vice, so that must have been crazy. How did do you know how Vice came across it, and what was it like to have an article in a famous web publication about your work?
When I published it, it got 3 sounds.
Thousand.
Yes.
Yeah, 1,000. Yeah. It's okay. You should hear me saying numbers in German.
Sounds.
It's okay.
I can't.
I may have to edit this part down.
Thousands of likes, and the people said to me that it was published on Vice. I didn't know about this, and this was a surprise for me. And if you will write on Google Olesya Chernyavskaya, it will show only fixed posture.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of articles about this, and to be honest, in some articles I got to know about myself new things. So some people said that they had an interview with me, but they didn't had interview with me.
That's
yes,
that's
was
mad.
once, and on another big publishers. Yes.
Well, thank you for this interview. I can now say that I actually did interview Olesya Chernyavskaya. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything from me. Again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your wonderful projects. You know, it's you're welcome anytime. It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure and it's our privilege. It's wonderful to see people out there making wonderful, new and interesting things with AI. That's the stuff I live for. And so I can't wait to see what you do next. And till then, all the best. Thanks again and have a great day. For our audience, it's like 10:30 for Olesya and it's 2 a.m. for me. So it's a big time difference. But we did it anyway because this is great stuff. So thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you too. Bye.
Bye-bye. I'm back. How are we doing, everybody? So that was Olesya talking about all of her projects. It was 2 a.m., so I was a very tired man, but fun stuff all the same. Wonderful projects.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, I can't, for some reason, Zoom won't let me paste links in the chat. I have to type them out. It doesn't recognize them. So what I will do is, when Meetup gets its email system back up, I will send out a link to all of Olesya's stuff, her GitHub and whatnot, so you can check out her website and her stuff in there. If you want to learn how she's done the bits and bobs, you can do it the same way she learned how to do them, by pulling apart the code and seeing what makes it tick. So yeah, that's pretty much it for our stuff today, isn't that right, Eleanor? That's pretty much everything from us.
It is for the talks, yeah. I'm going to stop
drinks
talking now.
You know, we're happy to